What's up, guys? This is Geeks at the Movies, and we're doing the 2016 Fall Preview Spectacular! Hola, geek fans! Welcome back. It's that time again. It's 4:30. It's Friday, and we're here at the luxurious Goodrich Studios International, and this is Geeks at the Movies. My name is Shane Goodrich. I'll be your host this evening, and joining me, as always, the illustrious lead writer, the Mr. Jacob Desitels.
What's going on, guys? All we're doing today is talking about what movies coming out for the rest of this year that we're excited to see. There's only a few of them because honestly this year hasn't been that great, I don't think. But we're in Oscar season now, so there's a lot of Oscar bait movies coming out. But what are we talking about first?
First, we're going to talk about the Magnificent Seven, which is a remake of a Western, which is a remake of a Japanese film called The Seven Samurai. Why don't you tell us a little bit about this film, Gob?
All right, so this movie, if you've seen, The Magnificent Seven or the original, you know what it's about, because it's basically a straight reimagining. It's about, these two guys who played by Denzel Washington and Chris Pratt. They team up, get together with 5 other people, and they decide to try to overthrow the government of this western town, because the guy that's running it is a sleazy slime ball, just trying to ruin everybody's lives.
And the sleazy slime ball, though, has got a lot of men.
Yes.
So they have to try to protect the townsfolk from a bunch of dudes, but don't worry, because the Magnificent Seven have all kinds of cool abilities.
Yes.
They got the Indian with the bow and arrows. They got some assassin dude.
Yeah.
Each character has a specific personality, and they roll with it. Yeah. Now, I hadn't seen the original Western, but I've seen the Seven Samurai, the original it was based on, and I like the premise. I saw the trailer for this movie, though, and I'm worried it looks a little too goofy for me.
I've seen some reviews of it, and they all say that it's a fun action movie. That's what it is. And one minor complaint is that Chris Pratt's humor seems a little bit too modern at times for a movie that takes place in the 1800s.
Yes.
But I'm really excited to see it because that's what I want. I want to see a big action Western spectacle. And I think that's what we're going to get from this.
See, I'm thinking of the original Seven Samurai.
Yes.
And Seven Samurai was a more serious movie. Yes, there were silly characters in the movie, but we're here, it seems like there's lots of one-liners, lots of jokes. All the characters are kind of a little bit goofy. Yeah. And I wanted something a little bit more grounded. Because this is a horrible thing. That the guy that's controlling the town, he's a bad man. I think he killed somebody's husband. He's done a lot of terrible things. But then all the levity kind of takes away from that drama. Yeah. It's like, well, I don't know. They're constantly whenever you're in a movie where you're constantly cracking jokes, I start to feel like the threat isn't a big of a threat.
Yeah.
I mean, remember watching Age of Ultron, a movie that I like. I like that movie. But sometimes there's just a few too many jokes, and it undermined Ultron as a villain. And so these guys, the guy running the town and all his henchmen, when you're constantly joking, you're like, oh, well, it can't be that serious. It's not that serious. Everything's going to turn out happy in the end, which it probably will. Yeah. But still, I want a little more tension there.
Yeah, I'm excited for this movie for who's in it, because they have a stacked cast
here. They do.
And also, but both Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke are both in this movie, and they both were in Training Day, which was also directed by Antoine Fuqua, who's directing this movie, and they were those 3 people were great in that movie.
I do vaguely remember seeing Training Day, and I did like it.
Yes, so I'm excited to see them reunite for this movie too.
And I always like a good Western. I just like Westerns in general, so I'm excited to see it. It's coming out on
September 23rd.
September 20th, so check it out then. We will probably give a review of it. Yeah. We'll see what happens. Let's now move on to a movie that I am very excited to see. Yes. Definitely Oscar bait material, but it looks damn good from the previews, and that is The Birth of a Nation. And this is not the D.W. Griffin 1915 Ku Klux Klan propaganda film. This is actually a film about the Nat Turner slave uprising. And I just from the very beginning, the actual name of the movie, how he took that name of that a classic film in film history, but a total propaganda piece about the Ku Klux Klan. He's like, you know what? We're gonna spin it, and we're gonna talk about a huge slave uprising. This is if you've had American history class, they probably talked about it, and of course, like other slave uprisings, it didn't end happily.
Yeah.
Right. We know that, but the cast, the Nate Parker, he's the director. He stars in. He's a writer. It just looks really well done. And it also looks like it shows you slavery in the antebellum South as it actually was. It's not sugar-coated. It's like, this is what it was. It's not pretty.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this movie too because it looks, very serious, very historically accurate. That and also just very well acted and directed. Yes. So Nate Parker, he's gonna be a huge name after this movie comes out if it does well. So I'm really excited to see what happens with this movie. It comes out on October 7th. It's in the heart of Oscar season. So I'm really excited to see that, and I'll be interested to see where it lands in the Oscar nominations.
And now you say that where it lands in the Oscar nominations, that's my one concern. Am I hyping this movie up in my mind too much? Because I love historical dramas. I love movies that are really dramatic and dark and serious. Like this is like playing to my taste. I'm like, oh man, this looks really good. Well, the trailers look really good. Yeah. But is it going to be really good?
Well, it got very hyped up at its premiere at whatever film festival it was at. So people
have seen it then.
Yeah, people really liked it.
Okay, good. That pleases me because sometimes you get really excited about a film and then you're disappointed. So I'm very excited about this. So my only concern is I'm too excited. Like this is going to be it's going to be so amazing. And then it's like, oh, this is a good film, but it's not. Groundbreaking.
Yeah.
But it looks great, and if you're interested in the history of slavery or the history of just American history, I think you're going to enjoy this film. And it's just visually gorgeous. It shows the South, and it's amazing.
Yeah. From the way it looks like it could get a Best Picture nomination.
Yeah.
Or at least Best Director or something.
Best cinematography. I mean, that's almost a guarantee just from seeing it. Yeah. You can see it looks fantastic. But now let's move on to something a little lighter fare, something that we talk about more often on Geeks at the Movies. More MCU film is coming out, and this time it's Doctor Strange, November 4th, 2016. This is directed by Scott Derrickson, stars Chiwetel Ejiofor and Benedict Cumberbatch, who plays Doctor Strange. Yeah. There's other people in there, Mads Mikkelsen, Tilda Swinton. They got a great cast. The trailers so far have looked awesome. Yeah. But haven't greatly excited me.
Yeah, there hasn't been too much story in any of the trailers. Like they show you his origin. They show you then after that they just show him basically just really awesome visual effects, but we don't really know what the context is.
Doing a lot of this.
Yes,
a lot of that.
Creating like fire portals, which look really cool.
It looks cool,
but I don't know what's going on in the movie. So that's what I want to know. But I'm excited just because the MCU hasn't had a big disappointment lately at all. So I think it's going to be it's at least going to be good.
Yes.
Because they have a Scott.
Will it be great?
Yeah. Yes. Will it be great? That's the question there. I think I don't really know because I haven't gotten that much information from the movie so far, and it comes out in November. But it has a Scott Derrickson who is usually a horror director, and I think they got him because they wanted him to have that implant that darker tone into the movie, and it looks like it has a little bit of that. But it's also a very colorful movie because of all the visual effects going on.
Yes, it is very colorful.
But I think with the villain, they could implant a little bit of that horror feel into there because he has like weird like bleeding eyes and something like that. But we'll see how that goes. But they have him. They have Benedict Cumberbatch, who's a great performer, and Chiwetel Ejiofor, who's world class, I think at least. So, are you excited at all for the movie?
I'm excited for it. It's just not as excited as I have been for some other Marvel films.
Yeah.
One thing that I'm pretty sure is actually going to be the case. Like I said, it's hard to tell exactly what's going on with the trailers, but it seems to me that Mads Mikkelsen's character is the classic generic Marvel villain. Uh-huh. He has similar powers to Benedict Cumberbatch. And he's just there. Yeah. Oh, let's just throw. Just like with Hulk and Abomination.
Just like with Iron Man and Ironmonger.
Right. They fight a guy that's kind of like themselves. They're throwaways. You don't really see him again. I'm thinking Mads Mikkelsen. He's a good actor. He's a great actor. I've seen him in a lot of different things, but he's not. His talent is kind of a little bit wasted. Yeah. They're getting his name, and that's it.
Yeah. The big Doctor Strange villain is this guy called Dormammu, and he has a big flaming head. So I want to see him as a villain. I don't want to see Mads Mikkelsen bleeding eye guy.
Yeah, bleeding eye, like mirror version of Doctor Strange, dude.
Yeah.
Same powers. And that's another thing. That's another thing I'm worried about is this going to suffer from the Doctor Doom syndrome, where it's like, what are the powers?
Yeah.
What can or can't you do?
Yeah, I want to see. What I want to see, I think a good way to handle that is to show Doctor Strange's powers progressing throughout the film.
Yes.
And like we know where he starts and then we know where he ends with his powers. So I want to see that, and I also want to see that from the villain too.
Because otherwise, you get into these confusing situations where it's like, wait, couldn't he do that before, but he can't do it now? Yeah. And you're like, this doesn't make sense. And you're questioning what's happening. You just want to be in the movie. You want it to make sense.
Yeah, I think that's probably going to be at least a little bit of a problem because it's just hard with these movies that have magic in them because you can do anything with magic. So the writers and directors try to throw everything onto the character at once. But we'll see what happens with that. I'm excited for Doctor Strange just because it's part of the MCU.
MCU, you gotta watch it.
And they have a world-class cast here too.
You gotta watch it. It's MCU. I'm sure I'm gonna at least enjoy myself, even if it's not a masterpiece.
Yeah, and you gotta watch it to see how it connects to the rest of the universe
yes,
too.
You have to. I mean, that's the thing about the MCU films. They suck you in. Yeah. They can show any garbage. They can have a film about Hawkeye who I can't stand, and I'll still probably have to see it because it's gonna tie other MCU characters in it.
Yeah, you gotta stick around for those after credits scenes too.
Yeah, no choice.
There's probably gonna be a Spider-Man after credits scene.
Ooh. All right, let's now move on to another serious film, Hacksaw Ridge. Directed by Mel Gibson. We have not heard from him in a while. It stars Andrew Garfield as a soldier during World War II who does not take a weapon with him. Yes. Now, he's a medic, but he doesn't carry any kind of weaponry. He doesn't carry a sidearm. He refuses to even practice with a weapon.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's against violence. So he says he wants to go into the war. Well, everybody else is killing each other. He wants to save people.
Yes.
So I think that's really important story to tell, especially now.
It's based on a true story?
Yes, based on a true story. And also directed by Mel Gibson, who has done some pretty good films like Apocalypto.
Yeah, I like Apocalypto. Passion of the Christ was problematic, but still quality directing. There were some storyline problems in the movie. I mean, they really could have cut back on the Jesus torturing scenes, just move the story along a little bit more. But I would say he's a solid director, and the premise is very interesting.
Yeah, it is very interesting, and I think he's trying to redeem himself after 10 years ago that the whole thing with his comments about
he's drunken anti-Semitic comments where he went to some random rant that made no sense and he was wasted.
Yeah, and then he wasn't anything for a long time. He's been slowly creeping back into acting, and now he's directing another movie. So I'm really excited to see what happens there. Andrew Garfield, he's a great actor. I'm excited to see what he can do in a more dramatic role too.
And this is one of those big World War II epic films. From the trailer I saw, they got a pretty big budget.
Yeah.
I mean, they're showing big, major battles are happening, kind of like a Saving Private Ryan. Yeah. It's serious in tone. You're following this one character's journey, who, as far as I can tell, is rather hated at the beginning.
Yeah.
They're disgusted by this guy. You're not gonna take up a gun. Are you crazy? I don't want you in my squad.
Yeah.
And then towards the end, it looks like they start to accept him because look all the help he's giving us.
Yeah, and it looks like a very both a very dramatic. It looks like it also has a surprising amount of action too.
Yes.
It also looks like a very touching story too.
Yes, so exactly.
I'm really excited to see all those elements in the movie. We'll see what happens when it comes out on November 4th.
Could be more Oscar bait.
Yes,
we'll find out. Now let's move on to Arrival. This is directed by Denis
Villeneuve, I think.
Starring Amy Adams, that is Superman's girlfriend, and Jeremy Renner, that's Hawkeye. Yes. And this is about these strange alien ships. They appear out of nowhere, and Amy Adams is some sort of linguist, some sort of expert linguist, and they have to communicate.
Yes, and they find out that they communicate through symbols and actions. So I'm really excited for this movie because I really liked all of Denis Villeneuve's movies that I've seen so far with Enemy, Prisoners, Sicario.
Sicario was really good.
Yes.
Very great, fantastic movie.
Yes, and this looks like it has a very similar tones to all of those movies. It's very serious, very down to earth, but it's about these giant ships that just come out of nowhere. And so I'm really excited to see what happens in this movie, because it looks like it's shrouded in a lot of mystery.
Yes.
And so I want to see what the actual mystery is.
Now, let me say that when I first saw the trailers for this film, that I was not interested. I was like, I don't care, whatever. When I found out it was directed by the guy who directed Sicario, I immediately became interested, because it seems like it's going to have that same kind of tension Sicario had, where it's constant build, where there's this intense, and there's this music, and it's going towards something.
I think
it's building towards something.
I think he has the composer for each of his films, the same composer, because he does something where he just infuses his music into the movie and just builds tension throughout the entire movie.
You're like this watching.
Yes.
This watching. This watching.
And by the end of the movie,
you're
on the edge of your seat.
Like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Yeah, I know. And so I'm really excited to see what happens with that in this movie, and I hope. I kind of hope we see the aliens, but also you don't have to. It doesn't seem like you have to in this movie.
I got the impression that you do see the aliens.
Yeah, because you see something, some part of them. Pop up on the glass there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a hand. I'm not sure what it is, but I get the impression that something's brewing where it's like, there's going to be a breakdown. Like they talk about Russia. It's like, we're edging towards this collapse, so there's going to be a war, and you need to get this information right away.
Yeah.
It's going to be like Sicario in a completely different sense, but it's going to be like that. It's driving towards something. It's moving you forward, moving you forward.
And I'm pretty sure this movie was originally called The Story of Your Life, and that's actually a line that Amy Adams says in the trailer. But Arrival is a much better title, I think.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't sound like a sci-fi movie.
Yeah, it's so perfect, because Arrival, these giant black elongated egg-shaped ships. I mean, it's so, just the visuals are good.
Yes.
The visuals are really excellent. Seeing these giant ships just floating mysteriously. What the hell are they there for?
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited for is the mystery of the movie.
Yes.
So I'm really excited for that. It's probably going to be another partially Oscar bait movie. Yeah, the Academy usually doesn't like to recognize sci-fi movies, but we'll see what happens there.
Chop Academy. All right, now let's move on to Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, being released November 18th, 2016. This is directed by David Yates, and it's actually, I just found out, written by J.K. Rowling, the actual writer of the Harry Potter books. Yes. So she's actually really, really into this. They got Eddie Redmayne starring in the film. I'm not a Harry Potter fan. Talk, Cobb.
I'm not a Harry Potter fan either, but I'm excited for this movie because it's a new take on the Harry Potter world. It takes place in America this time. They have a British main character, but it doesn't place. Mainly the big thing, it doesn't take place in Hogwarts. It's out in the world now. It's just this guy running around in the Muggle world, trying to use magic with discretion, and also catch these fantastic beasts and trying to find out where they are. So that's the
good summary.
Yes, that's what I'm excited for. It's a expansion on the Harry Potter universe, and you got J.K. Rowling writing the script, and you got David Yates, who's directed like at least 4 of the original Harry Potter movies. So I'm excited for that. They got everybody that they know that has to do with Harry Potter, and got them all together in one film. So that's why I'm excited for the movie.
Fair enough. Let's move on. Jacob, why don't you take this one, since this is all yours. All yours.
Yes. Shane here isn't very excited for this movie after watching the trailer, but I think this movie looks beautiful. It's called La La Land. It's by Damien Chazelle, who directed Whiplash, which you liked. You enjoyed it.
It's pretty good.
I really liked Whiplash, and this movie stars Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone, and I have no idea what it's about. The trailer doesn't tell me at all, but it looks like it's going to be told all through dancing and music, and that's what excites me. It's going to be a very artistic film, I think. I know you don't have
La La Land.
Yes. I'm really excited for it. I'm definitely going to see it on December 2nd. That's when it comes out. I'm definitely going to see it. It's probably going to be another Oscar bait movie. Then that's why I'm excited for it.
I'm not exactly sure what kind of movie it is. Is it a musical? Is it a romantic comedy?
I'm pretty sure.
Is it a dramatic comedy? Is it a dramatic romance?
I'm pretty sure it's all of that in one.
Okay.
That's why I'm excited for it, because it's gonna tell the story through musical elements.
I mean, some of the visuals looked interesting, but just not my kind of movie.
Yes. And it's probably gonna have good music because I really liked all the jazz and Whiplash.
Yep.
And now this looks like it's gonna be more of a slow toned.
I mean, yeah. Now you mentioned Whiplash. Yeah, Whiplash had a really good score. It really encompassed that movie well.
Yes.
And when I see this movie, it looks like there's that musical theater element to it.
Yes.
Because when the lead actress in the movie, I forgot her name, she sings at one point.
Yeah,
so they're singing. Yeah, and they're dancing. So if you're into that musical theater kind of tone of a movie.
Yeah, it's strange because I'm not usually into that type of thing.
Right.
But it's just something about the trailer, how it was cut together. I don't know, that it just really interests me.
And some of the visuals are interesting. I'm a little confused by, like, at one point it looks like they're floating.
Yeah.
And they're dancing. They're floating. I'm like, is this a dream? I'm not sure what's happening.
I think that everything that happens in the movie is like you're gonna have to like figure out what the story is through the what's happening on the screen.
Right, so
it's not going to tell it to you.
It's not a traditional, 3-part act, very obvious exposition. You might be interested in it. Check it out if you're interested in La La Land. Coming out on the 2nd of December, 2016.
Yes.
It's not my kind of thing, but you might be your kind of thing. Now let's move on to something that's really Jacob's kind of thing. Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Yes, and it's directed by Gareth Edwards. It's it has a lot of people in it, such as Forrest Whitaker, Diego Luna. It's comes out December 16th. It's not episode 8. I want people to know that it's not episode 8. It takes place before episode 4, which is A New Hope, and right before that, it's about how the rebels got the Death Star plans. That's the basic gist of the movie. And from what I've seen so far, it looks really good.
It's a war movie, too. That should be mentioned. Like, it's really showing the war and then fighting. Yes. Now, Cobb, though, I need to ask you a question. Are you worried about the extensive reshoots that apparently are trying to make it tonally more like A New Hope? Because they said the bigwigs, the guys in charge, the guys in the suits were like, wait, this is too warlike. This is too much of a war movie, not a Star Wars movie.
Yeah, they want it to have the same tone that the original Star Wars movie has because it takes place right before it. And
that's kind of lighthearted tone.
Yeah, I understand that, but from what I've seen so far, it looks like it has a lot of war in it still.
Yes.
I think it's going to be the same movie that they originally wanted, but it's going to have just a slightly more lighthearted tone. It's going to have more jokes. We see a few of them in the trailer, and I think they work at least. So I'm not too worried, but I also am worried at the same time because
4 weeks of reshoots.
Yes, because I want this is the first a Star Wars story spin-off movie that they're doing, and they plan to do one every other year. So I want the first one to be really good. It's directed by Gareth Edwards, who disappointed me with Godzilla, and but he doesn't have anything really to build up to and not show except for Darth Vader,
which looks like he's gonna do.
Yeah, so but hopefully, but we have we have a lot of other stuff to focus on.
Yeah, that's not a big deal. Like the thing with Godzilla is like it was the build up, and they waited till the end to show Godzilla. Here, I already seen Darth Vader.
Yeah, and
there's a lot of other stuff I want to see.
Yeah, and you can actually afford to wait until the end to show Darth Vader and have him kick ass. I really want to see him kick ass.
Oh, he better kick ass.
Yes, and they got they got the voice.
James Earl Jones.
Yeah, James Earl Jones to voice him. So that already fills me with a little bit of hope for the movie. I'm very conflicted about this movie though because it's Star Wars, so naturally I'm excited.
Yes.
But I'm also worried because of all the things I've been hearing, and also just because it's the first of this original new thing they're trying to do.
Yes.
So I want to be a war movie. I also want it to feel like Star Wars. So hopefully that seems like what they're trying to do, and hopefully that's what they achieved in doing.
The trailers to me were all great. I've heard some other reviews where they said there were some were a little bit of a letdown. To me, they're really good because I don't have the same kind of fandom about Star Wars that the hardcore Star Wars fans do, like you'd have.
Yeah.
I don't have that same kind of attachment, so I don't care if tonally it's a little dark. That's great.
Yeah.
So when they say they're reverting back to the tone of The New Hope, that's fine too. Episode 7 had that kind of traditional feel. It's a little lighthearted, but I'm excited. I think it looks great, and I hope it succeeds because I want to see more of these kind of epic stories.
Yeah.
And I love Episode 7. That's my favorite Star Wars movie. So I want more modern Star Wars done well, not done like the prequels.
Yeah.
Let's not even talk.
Because they just released a couple new international posters, so hopefully we'll be getting a new trailer soon. It'll probably be the final one. Hopefully we'll see a little bit more Darth Vader in it, and I also want to let people know that it's not Episode 8 because it hasn't been doing that great of a job so far. Because people are like, when's the new Star Wars movie coming out? And I'm like, it's December 16th, and they're like, I really like the last one. I'm really excited to see what happens in this one. No.
Maybe we'll see more Luke in this one.
Yeah. I'm like, have you seen the trailer? It's not the same actor. It's not the same actress. The Darth Vader's in there now. He's dead. Yeah.
Well, either way, I'm really excited for it. We're definitely going to be watching it, Geeks At The Movies.
Yes.
We're definitely going to be reviewing it. But now let's get down to our final movie on the show today, and I am not excited about this at all, though I was originally intrigued and interested.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about Assassin's Creed, directed by Justin Kurzel, starring Michael Fassbender. A long time ago, when this was first announced, I went, wow, they're getting Michael Fassbender to play in a video game movie. And Assassin's Creed, that's an historical game. So maybe they're going to do like a historical drama kind of thing. Oh, this is going to be cool. I'm going to like it. Then I saw Macbeth, also directed by Justin Kurzel and starring Michael Fassbender. And boy, was I disappointed. I thought it looked great from the trailers, and I watched the movie, and I thought it was a terrible movie. And then I saw the Assassin's Creed trailer, and I right away disliked it. Cobb, you had better thoughts than me. You were like, no, this isn't so bad. This is kind of good.
Yes.
But now you say you're changing your views.
As soon as you started pointing out the flaws in that trailer, I was like, nah, it's not that bad. And then I saw it a few more times, like in theaters, but before whatever movies I was watching, and I was just like. Why are they doing that with the Animus? He's like flying around now.
Oh yeah, I hate that. I really don't get that. Why didn't they just keep it in his head?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it either. They should have just had him, laying down. You don't have to show what's happening in the present when he's in the past. That part doesn't matter.
Right.
So then they go into the past. And as you say, it looks completely stylized.
Yeah, it's completely stylized. Or actually, the way they move, even the way they're moving is like they're dance fighting. It's that dance fighting.
It's that cheesy slow motion. There's a part where the girl goes like this.
Yes, and it's a pose. Like it's a pose. Like take a picture of me now for the poster.
Yeah.
And it's like what?
All of that made me immediately not excited for this movie. Hopefully, it won't be horrible, but I think it's going to be at least. Not good.
And another thing that makes me not excited about this is the actual. I think Ubisoft makes Assassin's Creed the games. The company doesn't seem to be as behind it as I would expect. I've heard press releases where they say things like, "Oh, we're not really expecting to make a lot of money on the movie, but it's good advertising for the games." What? Really?
You should be hyping up the movie.
Right. I remember. I was like, "You're really saying this? Why?" And then I look at the release date. December 21st.
Yeah.
That's a week after Rogue One hits.
Yeah, it's gonna get smashed by the result because Rogue One's gonna have massive legs. It's gonna go on for a long time. So no movie that comes out like at least like 1 or 2 weeks after it's not gonna make any money.
Not if it's in a similar genre.
Yeah,
this is a similar genre. The kind of people that are gonna want to watch Rogue One would want to watch Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, if this was like a romantic comedy, something completely different, but it's not.
Yeah.
It overlaps the fan base. That also makes me concerned. Like, really? It's like we just need to get it out.
Yeah, we just get it out this year. But so I don't really understand that, or really some of the stuff, some of the decisions that they chose to do in this movie.
No.
But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna go see Rogue One. Then the next day I'm gonna go see Assassin's Creed, and I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go watch Rogue One again to pray about this movie. So hopefully it won't be too bad. But I wanted it to be the movie that broke the whole
video game movie sphere open.
Yeah,
because World of Warcraft wasn't that.
Yeah,
right. That movie bombed in America. They might make a sequel because it did well in China, but it's not what we wanted as movie-going fans. And in the case of Assassin's Creed, I should also mention, while I'm not a big fan of the game series, I did play some of the games a little bit, and one of the reasons I was excited about the movie was because the games are as far as video games go, are pretty cool when it comes to the history. They really bring the history to life. You're walking around ancient Rome or something, or colonial America, and it's like, hey, this is how it looked.
Yeah.
But then I see the movie, and it's all stylized. But the games aren't like that. Yeah, the fighting stylized, right? And the Templars versus Assassins, that's ridiculous kind of stuff. Yeah. But then the background, the actual backdrop of the game, the cities you're moving in, that was not stylized. That's let's make it look real and be history.
Yeah,
this is they're giving up that element that I like so much.
Yeah, I don't play the games too much anymore, and it's also strange because they chose to take a break on the games to work on some technical aspect of them, but they chose to do that the year that the movie's coming out. So they don't have any game leading up to the release of the movie like a lot of video game companies
Interesting.
do.
So they don't have a game that's coming out within a month or two of the movie.
Nope. They chose not to release one this year.
But they release two every year.
I know.
They have a handheld one and they have a console one.
I know. Now they chose to take a break to improve the gameplay, but they did that on the year that the movie's coming out. It's very strange. I don't think they have any hope for the movie at all.
See, this sounds like even more to me like it was a whole big mismanaged kind of. It's kind of a mess.
Yeah, they just sold the rights to some movie studio, and then they probably immediately regretted it afterwards because they saw the rough cut and they were like, ooh.
Oh yeah, a lot of face palm.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not talk about this.
Yeah, let's not talk about this. Well, anyway, let's come out December 21st, 2016. If you like Assassin's Creed, you can go try and see it. We might see it. I'm interested in it just out of morbid curiosity, kind of like World of Warcraft. Who knows? World of Warcraft wasn't as terrible as I thought it would be. Actually, it was mildly interesting, even though I don't think it was a great movie. Yeah. Maybe this will have some... It might be one of those movies where it's so bad it's good. Yeah. It's like a B movie where it's silly and you can watch it and be entertained. Yeah. Or it might just be boring and tedious and you're going... Yeah. Hurry up, another bad fight scene.
Just like Hitman Agent 47, I pretty much fell asleep in that movie. It was so bad. that definitely wasn't the movie that broke the whole bad video game thing. But but this probably isn't going to be either. But we've given you a pretty comprehensive list here of
comprehensive.
Yes, at least one movie that's coming out every week until the end of the year. So I'm excited, definitely excited the most for Rogue One and Doctor Strange, and Arrival is probably my third most anticipated one. But I'm really excited for most of these movies to come out. But how about you sound out in the comments and tell us what movie you're most excited for that's coming out in the rest of 2016. I know you're probably most excited for Birth of a Nation.
Birth of a Nation, and then Birth of a Nation, then probably Doctor Strange and Star Wars Rogue One are tied for number 2.
All right.
Those are probably my... Actually, they're probably all kind of tied. 1, 2, and 3, because Birth of a Nation is a different kind of film. Yeah. You gotta watch it in a different kind of frame of mind. It's like I can't just go and watch it really. Whereas like a Rogue One or a Doctor Strange, it's a little easier watch.
Yeah.
Right. You don't have to like brace yourself for the movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Birth of Nations is gonna be a sad movie with a horrible ending.
Yeah, it's gonna be very intense.
Right. So you know that. So either way though, there's definitely some movies I'm like, and Hacksaw Ridge. It's kind of a surprise. Yeah. I only learned about that movie recently.
Yeah, me too. I remember I saw the trailer for it, and then I saw it was directed by Mel Gibson. I was like, I'm gonna have to check this out.
Yeah, so I'm interested in that. So there's some good stuff coming up this fall movie season. Either way, we've sadly reached the end of the show today. Jacob, tell them where they can get more Geeks At The Movies content.
You can find us on our YouTube channel at Geeks At The Movies, where we have tons of exclusive content.
So much stuff.
You can also like our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter at Geeks At The Movie.
And remember, we're also on Charter 192 and CBC 5, 4:30 every Friday. You can email us at geeksatthemovies.ct@gmail.com.
Yes,
.com. Anyways, my name is Shane Goodrich. This is
Jacob Visitels.
And we make Geeks at the Movies. Bang!
You're not going to be in the video, you know that, right? There's some kind of video.